Okay, this is it. There is nothing that I can say. There is no way to that I can possibly hype this game in a series that's going to do it justice. So I'm just going to try to get right into it. And this is game one here of the 1972 summit, the summit between. It says here 1972 Russia. I will probably refer to them more often than not as the Soviet Union or possibly even USSR, which they were at the time. To be honest with you, I mean they might have been referred to as Russia and or the Russians back then as well. One thing, one regret I should just say that I will have going into this is that ideally I know like forever ago I read Ken Dryden's book in the series, or one of them. I think he's written a couple by now. Um, but ideally, I guess I would like to, what I'm trying to say here is that I would like to have I would have liked to have been able to take more time to do more research on this and just I guess brush up on sort of the background and everything like that. I mean, I do have a general idea. This is game one. This was played in Montreal. It was played on September 2nd of 1972. I was gonna make some crack about a prepubescent UB being in attendance here for this one, but anyway, I guess I just did. And I've decided because of course they both had red on their jerseys on their uniforms. Basically, sorry about that. Basically, and apologies as well for the noise inside and outside. It's the middle of the day here. I'm just trying to fit this in when I can. And it's a bit of a stuffy early spring afternoon here, so I just prefer having the window open. I figure if they can tolerate my noise outside, then I can tolerate theirs in here. So that is what it is. But anyway, I've decided once again back to this. I'm just going to go straight blue corner, red corner for this series. So when Canada is in Russia, probably by that point, I will have to cut up the cards and put Canada over on the left, I guess, for like visitor home. Um, I will have Canada in the blue corner, so to speak, and then Russia in the red. So, but this is game one, and pregame flips determinations were that well, they yield a slight advantage actually to the Soviet team here. They can score on a one, or sorry, they can get a scoring chance on a 1 to 22, 37 with the player advantage. For Canada, you're looking at 82 to 100 or 0 and 67. So anyway, I think I'm going to take a pregame sip of coffee here. Hmm. Iced and just get right into it. Going to try to do my absolute best to do justice to this series, knowing that I won't be able to, but I certainly will try and give it a good go here. Time provided as usual by the Mike Owens Quick Play Pro Hockey Clock here. So um, I think that was about all that I wanted to say on this. Actually, no, there was another thing. So I'm Canada born and raised, even though I've spent most of my adult life on another continent. But for what it is worth, I'm just really hoping for a close and competitive series here. I think, as Ron Jacket over on Retro Sports Network would say best, I'm just rooting for a story. I really, even as a Canadian, I really want this series to be close like it was in real life because really that it was so close is what made it such a memorable series. What is it's the reason why we're talking about it 50 years later, why it's still known again as the summit, basically. So anyway, with that said, gonna goodness, I guess the one thing that I didn't consider in the setup is how I'm going to reach around the tripod here a little awkwardly. But once again, just doing my best. So hopefully that doesn't look too awkward there on camera. Here we go. Here we go. This is game one. And so we're going to take 2 minutes off the clock here to start things off. And with a 93, we're going to get a scoring opportunity actually for Canada in the early going. And I mean, they did get up 2-0 early in this hockey game. With a letter I, that's going to be a scoring chance for Yvonne Cornway, the Road Runner. And the Roadrunner has it at the blue line, actually. So just at the blue line there, Cornway. I might be quite careful to double check with this one. I really don't want to mess this one up. With a goal, there you go. A quick goal there early for Team Canada from the blue line. Uh, Imitating or replicating the history there a little bit, mimicking it. It's Canada up there, 1-0. I'm going to take the time there. So 54, I'm going to say at 2:54 in the first period. Yvonne Cornway scored the goal there. Hopefully everything is visible enough in camera. I actually had a little thought went through my mind actually as I was getting my coffee ready for this one. By the way, cheers. That Probably by about game 3, possibly even game 5, I'll have the ideal setup worked out. This is the best that I could come up with here prior to game 1. Please let me know what you think. Again, I like to try to keep things simple, but at the same time try to be visually appealing and also try to make everything easy to see. I did actually, full disclosure, I only had the black and white prints available. I just got back from the print shop. I didn't even want to take time to say anything about the WHA backup goaltenders being cut off of these cards. So anyway, let's flip for assist. So it's going to be Yvon Cormier, and I'm looking at L2D2 here, so I'm looking at L1D2 actually for the assist. Right wing, that's Cormier himself, and right wing, that's Cormier himself. So Cormier apparently, certainly capable of it. The Road Runner was hopping up in the play, grabbing a loose puck or a takeaway there, and getting a goal unassisted from the Soviets, 1-0 Canada. So, okay, we're going to take another minute off the clock here. We're up to 3. Oops, and that's going to be a penalty against the Soviets. So apparently, evidently, a little frustration undertaken early, quite possibly. Anyway, XY2 I'm looking at here on the Soviet team. I see TRW, Z2R, WRXX. Okay, or sorry, that was YX2 rather. So I don't see any Ys. I don't see any X2s. So I'm going to assume here the Russians got away with one. I'm going to keep playing. It's funny, I see the RUS there, rush for a penalty. Okay, so another minute comes off the clock. You're up to minute 4 now. The magnetic attraction. 34, so that's going to be no chance for either side. So taking another couple of minutes off the clock here. We're up to minute 6. Okay. Some setup issues here, some teething problems. Up to minute 6, and with an 89, that's going to be another scoring opportunity for Team Canada. And Team Canada, this time it's going to be player N. Player N is on the 4th line, Peter Mahovlich, so we could have another Montreal Canadiens alumni. Peter Mahovlich actually has the puck in the slot here. Again, I feel like I really have to be careful and double check for this one. Apologies. Peter Mahovlich with the puck in the slot, and there you go. It's going to be 2-0 here, Team Canada early. Does this remind you of anything? It reminds me of something. So I'm going to take the seconds there. I'm going to say at 6:42. So we had a goal at 2:54. We have a goal at 6:42 from Pete Mahovlich here for Team Canada. I flip for assist, L2D2. I'm actually going to look at L4D2. Left wing, again, that's Mahovlich on his line. And then I have the center. So it's going to be Mahovlich from Gilbert Perreault at, what did I say there? I think 6:40. Anyway, it doesn't... 6:42, that's right, 6:42. Again, like I knew that, but I don't know, I just doubt myself sometimes, so whatever, I'm trying to work through it. So 6 minutes in, actually, there could be a scoring opportunity here in the later that same minute. The 55, though, that could be an early penalty to Canada as well, so I'm looking at XY2 on their card, and I see an X actually Goldsworthy, so Russia's going to be on the power play here for a couple of minutes. Canada with the penalty, once again, 6 minutes in, so somewhere between the 6th and 7th minute. And okay, so right away here on the power play, Russia's going to have an opportunity here to cut Canada's lead in half. And player A is going to be Alexander Yakishev. That is another thing that I meant to mention off the top. So you know what, I'd be remiss not to go any further and not say it. Again, this is among the research that I ideally would like to have done for this would be to pronounce all of the Soviet Union players' names better. If I pronounce one incorrectly in a video, and if you hear that, please let me know. Please correct me. That would be appreciated. I will do my best to pronounce them as well as I possibly can. And just kind of going on memory, I have seen and heard footage of the series, but it has been a while. So again, Alexander Yakishev here with it on the power play. He has it in the slot on the power play. And there you go. It's going to be 2-1 here. Russia. Little surprise there, little to no surprise coming back, cutting Canada's lead in half. Let's flip for assist here. L1D2, that sounds about right. Yakishev from Evgeny Zyman. Hopefully I have that correct. Zyman or Zimin. Probably Zimin, possibly Zimin. And D2 there, I'm looking at Vladimir Luchenko. So it is Alexander Yakishev from Evgeny Zimin and Vladimir Luchenko. And I'll take the 58 actually off this. Sorry, I do have to advance that 1 minute. I'm going to do my best here to play this flawless, but I am human. I'm an imperfect official as such. So at 7:58 of the first period, it's now 2-1 here, Canada over the Soviet Union. 2 more minutes come off the clock here. We're up to minute 9. And with a 4, that's going to be another scoring chance for Russia. Okay, and with the letter C there, that's going to be Valery Kharlamov actually on the second line. Kharlamov has it in the slot, and there you have it. We have a tie game here. It's 2-2. let's see, we'll take the seconds off this card. So 9:51 into the first period here. Within 10 minutes, we have a 2-2 hockey game. That was Karlamov with the goal. Yakushev scoring the one prior. It was the two halves scoring for Canada to get things going. Yakushev, L2D2 here. Sorry, Karlamov rather, L2D2 here. I'm looking at a 6 for assist. I'm not seeing any. So it's going to be Karlamov from centerman Alexander Maltsev, actually. Karlamov from Maltsev at 9:51. 2-2 we play on. Okay, so 3 more minutes come off the clock now. We're up to minute 12. And 25, that's going to be no scoring chance for either side. Another 4 minutes come off the clock here, up to minute 16, a 2-all hockey game. That's going to be a chance for the Soviet Union here, though. Soviet Union, I have to get better at saying that more quickly. Player C, that's going to be Valery Karlamov once more. And Karlamov this time at the blue line, though. At the blue line, Ken Dryden is able to make the save. Oh, that's something I didn't say up front. See, again, I knew this was going to happen. It's always going to be Tretiak. Pre-game flips did come up, actually, Ken Dryden. So there is that. And I just realized I made another, to be quite honest with you, quite critical mistake. See if you can spot it. I just caught myself, actually, with that little announcement about Dryden. There's a hint. But I think so far this has been a really good game and a really tense game. And I don't think really that the opportunities have affected one team or the other too drastically either way. So with that said, I'm going to keep things as they are. And yeah. See if you can spot it. Gold star for you if you do. Okay, and if you guessed correctly what it is, and if you can spot it now, again, congratulations. On third thought, I decided that I would... Okay, so here's what happened. Here's the mistake. I went with home and then away for the defense instead of looking at the defense down here next to the goaltender. I don't know why I did that. Maybe it's because the colors match, but that's a lame excuse. Anyway, going back through the cards, at least mentally, I'm quite sure it would not have mattered. I do even remember a 26 that would not have been a scoring chance for either team. Russia scored right away in the power play, and again, Canada's scoring opportunities were well into the 90s. I don't remember any high 70s cards coming up. So I am actually going to pause it after this period, though, and just go back through just to make sure. And if there is a critical error, then I won't upload this video. But to be quite honest, I don't think there is. I think that we're perfectly fine here. And, I mean, it certainly hasn't impacted the outcome. We have, so far, I would say, quite a good tilt here, 2-2. You know, this is kind of what I wished for prior to the game. So, anyway, it's 16 minutes. So it was Karlamov from the blue line with no goals. So we flip on. And up to the minute 17 now. And 68, that's going to be no chance for either side. We take another 2 minutes off the clock. We're up to minute 19. I do play to the final minute in every period with a 76 just outside of Canada's range. And let's see here if we get like a 1 or a 0 minute. That's going to be 2 minutes. So I'm going to say that's flipped right into intermission. Your score is 2-2 Canada-Russia after 1. I will take a closer look at the cards just to really, double check and make sure, triple check even to make sure that this mistake did not impact anything. And I'm back with an update here because I don't know why I would say that actually. This is a video that I'm going to upload, so it isn't like this is live. Actually, I use the word live a lot, though. But anyway, this series has a sacredness about it that not that I don't try to play with integrity at all other times, but I really feel like I have to be extremely careful that this is done, in a very integral manner. So what I did was I went back through all 51 cards, and where I said there was a 26, it was actually 25. There was a bit of a discrepancy here because of the 22. So I think we're actually 17 minutes into the period, and I do like this about shootout. If this game were dice rolls, there would be no going back unless I play back the video. That'd be the only way. But from 25, it was a scoring chance for Rare. What I always do with Rare, you can watch my other shootout videos. I keep it real simple. I just look at the Rare playing the following card. I'm pretty sure that's what you do officially in the rules anyway. But that'll Dave Gardner disclaimer. This is how I play it. It might be a little different than how it is officially in the actual rules, but this is how I've played hundreds of games of shootout with it. So anyway, penalty shot, no goal. That was at minute 12. So we would advance to minute 13. In minute 13, there would be another chance for the Soviets. D, that's going to be Vladimir Shedrin with the chance. Shedrin at the blue line. He does not score on it. 2 more minutes, we're up to minute 15, 76, narrowly outside of Canada's range. So then 2 more minutes brings us into minute 17. 51 cards have been flipped. So we're actually at minute 17 of the first period. My apologies. And at minute 17 with a 21, that's going to be a scoring chance for the Soviets. So I'm actually glad that I did this. Again, I want to play this with integrity. I don't want controversy, but I do want integrity. So scoring chance here for the Russians. And player Q on Team Russia is going to be Vladimir Luchenko, actually, who already has a point in this contest. From the face-off circle, Luchenko. There's going to be a rebound on it. Dryden's going to be tested here. And the rebound, I'm looking at 4 left wing. Dryden's rebound is a 2. And so that is going to be a goal, actually, for the Soviet Union. And I'm going to have to flip, actually, to see who scored it. Because I'm not actually sure of the left wing here. So this is what I would do. I'm looking at L1D2, so it's going to be Alex Yakushev with his second goal here of the period. Yakushev, who I'm pretty sure led the Soviets in scoring in the series. And I know Shadrin and Karlamov were up there as well. So I'm going to take this one for assist, L2D1, even though Yakushev scored the goal, so I will go L1D1. Russia doesn't have a 6 assist player. And the left wing, that's Yakushev. So a couple of unassisted goals here early on because Cornwall had one unassisted for Canada. But there you have it. So it's 3-2 here late in the period. And that was, again, I had flipped that up to the 17th minute, I'm pretty sure. So because, again, we had the scoring chance there for Russia. I'm looking for a 21, I recall. Yes, the 21 there. And so we're looking at Luchenko. The shot and the rebound was Yakushev. The rebound with... 4 left wing there, that's Yakushev, and then assist, goal rather, and then assist, and then a couple of assist flips. So that was at the 17th minute. Okay, so another minute comes off the clock here, minute 18. Let's see if Canada can get one back. With an 84, they have an opportunity. Did I not call that? Perhaps, possibly. Let's see here. Player B on Team Canada, that's Phil Esposito, big scorer for Team Canada in the series. Esposito has it in the slot. Oh, it's going to be a rebound. Tretiak's rebound rating is a 3. And with a 3 left wing, oh my. The way that I play that, actually, I'm pretty sure it's in the actual rules. It does have to exceed the rebound. So it's Esposito with the scoring chance, Parise with the rebound. Tretiak coming up with a huge save here. Sorry if I sounded a little subdued there. I have to try to get myself back up tempo. I just, again, I want to be really careful with this one, really careful with it. So, and I realize as a result, this video might run a little long. So it is Tretiak being the save and the rebound. I do actually, so what I do if the rebound rating is a 6, and I'm pretty sure this is a wrinkle that other players of shootout use as well, I do a straight 50-50, I think, 11-36 for the goaltender if it's a visitor, and 41-66 for the, and I use these numbers up here. But anyway, I don't have to do that here because Tretiak's rebound rating isn't a 6, and 3 did equaled it but did not exceed it. So that was in the 18th minute. Right? Oh my goodness, now I'm getting all, let's see, goodness, that was B. Esposito, yeah. Oh dear, okay. 84, Esposito, yes, okay. And yeah, 18th minute, okay. All right, so let's see here. 2 more minutes now. We're up to, well, that's going to be the end of it, actually. So we're at the 20-minute mark. That's the buzzer. That's the end of the period. And, yeah, okay. Anyway, first intermission. Be right back. And back for period 2. I do want this to be all one video if possible. I mean, if I receive a message that would interrupt this, then, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. But you might have noticed a little change here, and again, good for you if so. So I realized, actually, that, you know what, actually, in real life, this series was not without some controversy, although I would argue, actually, that it occurred a little more at the end of when Canada was in the Soviet Union. But here, anyway, I realized, because, again, this was the initial mistake that I had made. I used this for whatever reason. Again, goodness, when you don't play a game for a little while, I stopped playing shootout there for a few weeks or a month or so and see what happens. I have to stay sharp. So, because this was a C, there's no way that could actually be a D. That would technically be an E on Dryden's card. And so the Soviets are looking at a B, E, offense versus defense, whereas Canada, they would be looking at a B because the pregame flip came up B for them, but it would actually be C on Tretiak's card. Their pregame flip, and I again, I don't have that on camera, so I have no way of going back and checking. I don't think that this would have impacted the first period at all. I will at least play this back and double check, but I'm pretty sure, like the 25, that did lead to a scoring chance, and I played that out. So again, trying to be as careful as possible here. Again, I'm an imperfect official. Here we go. We're going to play on here. The second period, we're going to flip on. 3 minutes come off the clock here to kick off the second period. 3-2 Russia after 1. And 17, that's going to be a scoring chance, actually, for the Soviets here. With the W, that will be Shaiganov, I think. It's Gennady Shaiganov here, Soviets' second defense. And again, I want to be careful not to be politically incorrect. If I have with any term that I use to refer to this team, it is unintentional. I'm just trying to go on memory on what I would have heard then. So with that being said, Shaiganov has the scoring chance for the Russians. And I'll go back and forth interchangeably, I guess. From the face-off circle, Shaiganov, he scores a goal. So here we go. It's 4-2 there for the. That also would have been controversial had the 5 come up there instead of the 4. So Soviet score here. I'll take that 53 and I'll say it 3:53 here, the second period. And L1D1 for the assist. I'm looking actually at L1D2. So L1 left wing, that's Yakushev with his 3rd point of the contest. And the line, actually. So for line, what I would do there is look at his defense pairing. Again, that's how I play it. Luchenko with his 2nd point of the night. At least his 2nd point of the night here. He picks up an assist, another assist. So we flip on here. Another minute comes off the clock. It's now 4-2 for Russia. And goodness, I did say another minute comes off the clock there. So, penalty possibly versus the Russians. With a Y and a Z, I'm looking for a Y. I'm looking for a Z. I see TRW, Z2, RWR, XW. No, I don't see any Ys or Zs. So we're going to play on. Up to minute 6 now in the period. And with a 69, there's no chance either way. So up to minute 7. And at minute 7 with a 31, that's just outside of the Soviet Union's range, actually. So up to minute 10 now, we're halfway through the game. And 70, that's no chance either way. Minute 13 now. We're getting this period zipping by a little more quickly. With an 85, finally, Canada gets a chance here in the middle frame. That chance is going to go to player H. Remember, and that's Bobby Clark. Remember that Esposito and Prize had almost scored there at the tail end of the first period. Anyway, Bobby Clark with a chance now. Clark's going to have his chance at the blue line. And at the blue line, he's not going to be able to score from there. So 3 more minutes come off the clock. You're up to minute 16. With a 3, that's going to be a chance for the Russians. Back the other way, player F for Soviet Union is Vladimir Petrov. Petrov has it in the slot. And Petrov is going to score here to put the Russians up 5-2 in this one. So at 16, we'll say at 16:38, they're up 5-2. And with a 4 bench D2, but Petrov got the goal, so I'm going to go L3 D2. Petrov's left wing is Yuri Blynov. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I did say D2 there. So Luchenko, again, with I think at least his 3rd point of the night. It's 5-2 Russia. Okay, 2 more minutes come off the clock here. We're up to minute 18. And with a 12, that's going to be another chance for the Soviets here late in period 2. Player M for Russia is Slava. I'll say Slava. Usually Vyacheslav is abbreviated to Slava. So Slava Anderson here. With goodness, yeah, because Soviets send player M. And Anderson has it in the slot. That's going to be no goal. Dryden finally coming up with a big stop. I'm trying to think, actually. I'm trying to recall if they would have pulled him for Esposito at any point. I don't think so. Again, goaltenders were less likely to be pulled in previous eras. Less likely to be pulled as quickly, I should say. So, yeah, there's no goal there, even though there was a chance from the slot there. Chance for Russia really to, put the crush on. Another couple minutes come off the clock here, so that's going to be, we're into intermission anyway. So, sometimes I just like to have a look out of curiosity. So there you go. The second period was much quicker, which for the sake of this video is actually a lot better. All right, and we're back for period 3. It's 5-2 Soviet Union. Why is that so hard for me to say? Soviet Union. Soviet Union after. It must be the way my mouth is shaped. After 2. And actually the Soviets in this period will score on a 1-30. Okay, that was lame. I'm just joking around here, making fun of my own little unintentional controversy. So anyway, we're going to take a minute off the clock here into period 3. And with the 30, that is just outside the Soviets' range. Actually, a thought that I had as I was shuffling the cards, I'm pretty sure all their scoring chances in the second period were even below the initial 22. They were pretty low card flips. So I do not think it would have made a difference either way, even had I kept the mistake the same. But that's going to be no scoring chance for either side. So 2 more minutes come off the clock here in period 3. We're up to minute 3. 78. Oh, that's 1 under Canada's range. And 2 more minutes come off the clock here. We're up to minute 5. And 69, that's no chance for either side. So 2 more minutes again. We're up to minute 7 now. And with a 35, again, that's outside of the range of both teams. 2 more minutes once more. Up to minute 9 now with an 83. That's a chance for Canada. And Canada, player P on Team Canada is, why am I not seeing the P right away? Player P, oh, sorry, that's Bill Goldsworthy there in line four. Line four, which did score earlier in the contest, and Goldsworthy perhaps trying to make amends or whatever for that penalty earlier that did actually cost Canada and really got Russia back into the game. But anyway, Goldsworthy here, he has it in the face-off circle, and that's going to be a goal. So Canada, they did score 3 goals in Montreal back historically on September 2nd of 1972. Canada picks up their 3rd goal here in period 3. It's Bill Goldsworthy. I'll take the 55. So a non-55 and L3D2, they are L4D2. I'm looking at R5s and L4 in the second defense pair, and I'm not seeing any. So the left wing, that's Peter Mahovlich with his second point of the night, and Goldsworthy picking up the goal there. It's 5-3 for the Soviet Union. And 3 more minutes come off the clock here. We're up to minute 12 now in the period. With a 64, that's no chance either way. 1 more minute off the clock now. We're up to minute 13 with a 95. That's another chance for Team Canada. Team Canada with player F. Player F, that is Dennis Hall. Dennis Hall from the face-off circle. Dennis Hall without a goal there. Save Tretiak. 2 more minutes now off the clock. We're up to minute 15. And with a 34, that's no chance either way. 2 more come off the clock now. We're up to minute 17. And with a 90, once again, there's a chance for Team Canada to at least make it close here. Player G on Team Canada is sorry, again, these are new cards. I have to look a little more closely. That's Phil Esposito. A lot of letters there on his next to his name. So it's Phil Esposito here. Esposito has it in the slot, and Esposito doesn't score. Wow, Tretiak's coming up big here late. Hopefully that's visible, able to be seen on camera. Sorry about that. Maybe that shifted north a little as I've been playing through this. So again, save Tretiak, and 3 more minutes come off the clock here. Now I will allow one final flip here because it is the end of period 3. Let's see what we get here. With an 18, that's going to be a chance for the Soviets anyway. Player B actually for Team Russia is Alexander Yakushev. Already a few points on the night. Yakushev just from the blue line this time. Perhaps he's run out of time to get any closer, and that's going to be no goal. And if this is not a 0-minute flip, which it is not, so that is the end of the contest there. Actually, that's that's the game. So historically it was 7-3. Here you get a pretty close score here with a 5-3 contest. The Soviet Union, they have stunned Canada, of course, going into this series. To give a little background, because it's possible that somebody watching this who might take an interest in this doesn't know maybe doesn't know the background quite as well, and I'm definitely not a snob. So again, this video is already 26 minutes, but just to give a brief sort of background going into this series, the Canadians, this is a Canadian's perspective, and I've read about the history of it, though it has been a while since I've looked at anything, but we thought we would sweep them. We thought it was going to be 8-0. We thought it was their amateurs up against our pros. And sure, their amateurs had defeated our amateurs at Olympics and World Championships for decades, but we thought this is the NHL. The NHL was basically a Canadian, 90-some%, I think, Canadian hockey players at the time. Even on the American teams that there would have been there in the early 70s, they were stocked primarily with Canadian hockey players. And so we really thought that it was just going to be 8 games, 8 games to none. We got up 2-0 quickly in the first game. They came back and stunned us. 7-3 was the final score in that game. And in this one, too, somewhat similarly, the Canadians got up by a couple there early. The Soviets got the power play, and they managed to cut Canada's lead in half. And it was, again, a lot of the same names, Yakushev, Kharlamov in this one. Esposito, he had a couple of chances in this game and was denied. So Canada, they had their chances. It was really a close game. It was really, one flip, one card either way. I'm really glad that I went back and double checked. I don't think that impacted the score at all. Actually, Soviet did pick up a goal there 3-2 late in the first period, but they won by a margin of 2. So what can you say? I really do think it was quite literally in the cards that the Soviet Union, USSR, there I should go with that actually, USSR, won this hockey game. So anyway, anytime that you give to anything like this any consideration, while it's never expected, it is certainly appreciated. But come on, this is about the game. This is about this series. As I said earlier, there's really kind of a sacredness about this series, and so I really have to try to be careful to just to do a really good job, I think, to make it all about these cards and all about, not that I don't do that normally, but this really does have to be all about the game and all about the series. So, all right, anyway. Cheers. Good game. Soviet Union. Bye for now.